Beneath the sweeping cliffs of Yosemite, beyond the geysers of Yellowstone, lies a history far darker than postcards ever show. Some of America's most beloved national parks were born from tragedy. Whole communities displaced, sacred lands seized, crimes concealed, and visitors who vanished without a trace. Tonight, we uncover the untold stories buried beneath the trails. What secrets still linger in the wild? Stay with us as we journey into the hidden history of America's national parks. And don't forget to subscribe for more chilling tales from the past. At the dawn of the 20th century, a new American dream took shape: to preserve the nation's wild beauty for all. President Theodore Roosevelt and conservationists like John Muir championed the creation of national parks, carving out sanctuaries of forest, canyon, and meadow. Their vision promised untouched wonder, but the price was steep. Long before tourists snapped photos at Glacier or Yosemite, these lands were home to indigenous nations: the Awa-Nichi, the Blackfeet, the Shoshone, the Ute. Generations hunted, gathered, and buried their ancestors in the same valleys later fenced off as public property. Even as railroads advertised scenic escapes, darker forces stirred. Entire villages were forced out at gunpoint. Treaties were broken. Meanwhile, vast timber, mineral, and water reserves tempted corporations and government agencies alike. Some saw preservation as a mask for power, locking away resources for future profit. By mid-century, the parks became theaters of new intrigue: Cold War listening posts hidden in rugged peaks and quiet cover for intelligence training. And while millions came to hike and camp, not all returned. Mysterious disappearances, like the vanishing of young Dennis Martin in the Smokies, haunted rangers and locals alike. What other shadows lie behind America's grandest landscapes? To find answers, we must walk the line between paradise and peril. The national parks promised peace, yet the path to protect them was anything but serene. In Yellowstone, the first park established in 1872, lawlessness reigned for years. Without clear jurisdiction, poachers butchered bison while thieves stripped petrified trees. Rangers, often few and poorly armed, risked their lives to defend the land. But the gravest wounds were social. In Yosemite, the U.S. cavalry removed the remaining Awa-Nichi in the late 1800s, burning villages to prevent return. Their meadows became picnic grounds for wealthy visitors arriving by stagecoach. Similar stories unfolded in Mesa Verde, Glacier, and Grand Canyon, where ancestral sites were quietly rebranded as natural wonders. Meanwhile, the park's sheer remoteness made them havens for secrets. During World War II, Mount Rainier's slopes sheltered covert ski troops preparing for missions in the Alps. Later, parts of Rocky Mountain National Park hosted discreet radar experiments as the Cold War deepened. The wild also drew those seeking to vanish. In the Great Smoky Mountains, families still whisper about campers who walked into the fog and never emerged. The 1969 disappearance of 6-year-old Dennis Martin during a Father E.S. Day outing remains one of the park system's most chilling mysteries. Despite massive searches, no trace was found, fueling decades of speculation about animal attacks, foul play, or something stranger. Even nature itself became a silent antagonist. Flash floods in Zion, sudden rock slides in Yosemite, and the geothermal pits of Yellowstone have claimed countless lives. Yet some tragedies were quietly softened in official reports, lest they tarnish the park's pristine reputation. By the 1970s, a different shadow fell: organized crime. Marijuana cultivators used hidden groves in Sequoia and Shenandoah, booby-trapping trails to protect crops. Rangers walked patrols knowing a wrong step could be their last. Through it all, the parks remained symbols of American pride. But beneath their granite faces, a more complex story took root. In 2014, declassified documents hinted at something few visitors would ever suspect: that deep inside some parks, Cold War agencies had quietly constructed tunnels and listening posts, blending them into mountain caves or abandoned mines. Though details remain scarce, testimonies from former operatives describe hikes under false names, carrying equipment instead of tents, vanishing into slopes where no trails exist. These revelations collided with ongoing controversies over missing persons. Families of the lost demanded answers, suspecting withheld files or ignored evidence. Journalists who pressed for transparency encountered redacted reports, missing logs, or sudden jurisdictional disputes between local sheriffs and federal officials. The mystery crescendoed in the dense forests of Olympic National Park, where a small aircraft disappeared without distress call. Despite extensive searches, wreckage was never located. Some speculated about microclimates or treacherous ravines, others about covert testing grounds shielded from public eyes. Together, these stories form a chilling mosaic. Lands cherished for freedom and escape also doubled as arenas for secrecy, conflict, and grief. They remind us that behind every breathtaking overlook may lie centuries of displacement, danger, and silence. Today, America's national parks remain sacred spaces, both for their natural splendor and for the lessons etched in their soil. Indigenous communities are reclaiming voices once erased, guiding visitors through histories older than any park boundary. Archaeologists carefully protect sacred dwellings, while rangers work to honor lost hikers with improved safety and search efforts. Yet the tension endures. How to celebrate untouched wilderness without forgetting those uprooted or those who vanished seeking solace in its depths. The parks are not just postcards, they are palimpsests, layers of triumph and tragedy written across mountains, canyons, and forests. Standing at Glacier Point or along the rim of the Grand Canyon, one feels both awe and unease, the sense that beauty can cradle sorrow, that even protected lands can hold dangerous secrets. To walk their trails is to step inside history's most exquisite labyrinth. So, next time you visit a national park, pause. Listen to the wind weaving through pines, the quiet echoing off stone. Somewhere beneath that stillness lies a story waiting to be told. If you enjoyed uncovering the dark secrets behind America's national parks, like, share, and subscribe for more hidden chapters of history. The wilderness remembers, even when we try to forget.